friends, welcome back to our channel Neet Biology Expert. I am Dr. Parveen. In this lecture series, we are studying about Class 12 Biology, the chapter Human Reproduction. In this particular lesson, we are going to study about spermatogenesis. Before going in detail about spermatogenesis, we should know something basic called gametogenesis. What is gametogenesis? The formation of gametes in gonads is called gametogenesis. So what are gonads? Gonads are the primary reproducing organ in male and female. So in male they are testes and in female they are ovaries. So ovaries and testes are gonads in the humans. Okay. So in this gonads the gametes are produced. So such process is called gametogenesis. Gametogenesis are formed from primordial germ cells of gonads. This is important, guys. What are primordial germ cells? So how they form in the gonads? See, when the baby is developing in the womb of the mother, okay, so each cells get separated during its earlier stages of development. The germ cells get separated. That means the cells of the heart, the cells of the lungs, like this, the cells get differentiated to carry out every organ formation. Okay, so during the differentiation of these cells, a group of cells called primordial germ cells, they become gonads. That means they migrate towards the gonads and those cells become gametes in the later stage. Okay. So spermatogenesis includes sperm production, which is called spermatogenesis in male, and ovum production, which is called oogenesis in female. These gametes differ from the somatic cells in the number of chromosomes. See, in our bodies we have two types of cells. So one set of cells is called somatic cells and another set of is called gamete cells. Okay, or they are called body cells and these are called sex cells. Okay, the somatic cells contain 46 chromosomes. Okay, suppose if this is the cell nucleus, okay, they contain 46 chromosomes in the somatic cells, whereas in the gamete cells it is half the number, that means 23 only is there. So this is haploid. The gamete cells are haploid, but the somatic cells are diploid in nature. So why they are haploid? Because then only during the union of the male and female gamete, the baby, that means the zygote, will get 46 number of chromosomes. Okay, so during the union of the male and female gamete, which is haploid in number, the zygote will get 2n number, 46 number of chromosomes. That's why it is haploid in nature. The gamete cells are haploid in nature. Okay, and the gamete cells, they undergo a process called meiotic cell division. This is very important. So during the formation of gametogenesis, the cells undergo meiotic cell division. There are two types of cell division, you know, mitosis and meiosis. Here, meiotic cell division means that is the reduction division. Okay, so that is the basic thing. And during the gametogenesis, that means in both the sperm cell production and also in the ovum production, it has three phases. They are multiplication phase, growth phase and maturation phase. These three stages are common in both the sperm production and also in the ovum production. Okay, so these are some basic things we should remember in gametogenesis, right? Okay, let's get into spermatogenesis. What is spermatogenesis? The process of sperm formation is called spermatogenesis. Where spermatogenesis occurs, they occur in the seminiferous tubules of the testes. You know the structure of the seminiferous tubules, they are like tightly packed coils of cells, you know. So inside the tubules, inside the walls of the seminiferous tubules, the spermatogenesis, the sperm formation occurs. Okay, so at the onset of the puberty, hypothalamus secretes gonadotrophin releasing hormone, which in turn secretes follicle stimulating hormone. That follicle stimulating hormone induces the production of spermatogenesis. Okay, so How this occurs? Let me tell you. See, if this is a seminiferous tubule, okay, the walls of these seminiferous tubules contain a type of cell called germinal epithelium cell. This is germinal epithelium cell. So what is germinal epithelium cell? Where it came from? These are the primordial germ cells. So during embryogenesis, they got differentiated and they reach the gonads, okay, and they settle on the walls of the seminiferous tubules. Now, when the boy attains puberty for about 13 to 14 years, okay, during this period, what happens? The hypothalamus secretes follicle stimulating hormone. This we saw here, no? Hypothalamus secrete gonadotrophin releasing hormone, which in turn induces the follicle stimulating hormone. So finally, the follicle stimulating hormone mixes with the blood and reach the seminiferous tubules, okay, and they induce the formation of this spermatogenesis, okay, right, fine. So what happens now? This germinal epithelium cells, they undergo the development or the formation of the sperms. So from these cells, now the sperms are going to be produced. So this method or this process is called spermatogenesis. This spermatogenesis occurs in two major steps. So one is the formation of spermatid and second one is the formation of sperms, that is called spermiogenesis, right? So what is formation of spermatids? The spermatogonia or the sperm mother cells produce spermatids. This process is called spermatid formation. Followed by another process occurs, that is spermiogenesis, where spermatids get transformed or get matured into sperm cells, okay? Don't get confused with the words. Everything looks similar, but it's very simple. Let me explain you in detail one by one. See, for example, we are going to study here the process of spermatogenesis. What is spermatogenesis? The production of sperm is called spermatogenesis, right? So this occurs by major two stages. One is spermatid formation. Spermatid formation, and the second one is spermiogenesis. Spermiogenesis. Okay. Now, you know sperm, right? Sperm, something like this, right? The sperm, this is the adult sperm. Before this stage, the sperm will be in another stage called spermatid. Spermatid. This is an immature sperm. Okay, so what happens? From the primordial germ cell till the spermatid production, we have a sequence of steps. Those steps are called spermatic formation, right? So it includes three phases: multiplication phase, growth phase, and maturation phase. Understand? So it starts from primordial germ cells and ends in the spermatid formation, followed by a second stage called spermiogenesis, where the spermatid is converted into active sperms. So these are the steps we are going to study in detail now. Okay. Now the first one, multiplication phase in the spermatid formation. So what happens at sexual maturity? That means when the boy reaches puberty around 13 to 14 years, the undifferentiated primordial germ cells, which is 2n in number, divide several times by mitotic cell division to produce large number of spermatogonia or sperm mother cell. Okay, you know now these are the primordial germ cells which are present in the seminiferous tubule wall. Okay, so what happens after attaining puberty due to the hormonal induction? This primordial germ cell, they start to multiply by mitotic division. Okay, so suppose one cell is there, it becomes two cell, and again two cell become four cell. So like this, if 100 cell is there, they become 1000 cell. Okay, so one become two, two become four, like this. exponentially it grows. This stage is called multiplication phase, and during this stage mitotic cell division occurs. So here, what happened during mitosis? The chromosome number is retained during mitosis. So the primordial germ cell has 46 chromosomes. So after this mitotic cell division, all the spermatogonia, they also have 46 number of chromosomes. Okay, no change in the number of chromosomes. So here these cells are called spermatogonia. Spermatogonia means sperm mother cell. So far it was called primordial germ cell. After multiplication they become spermatogonia. Okay, right. The second stage in this is the growth phase. So what happens? In this, some spermatogonia that is called type B spermatogonia, they stop dividing and start actively growing. Okay, so for example, you see, so far we have seen this primordial germ cell becomes spermatogonia. So here we have seen up to this as the first stage, multiplication phase. Okay, so in this, half cells, suppose you take 100 number of cells, okay, 50 cells, they stop dividing and start growing, and another 50 cells, they act as the germ cells. Okay, so here the half number of the cells, they are called type B cells, some group of cells. They stop dividing and they start growing. They increase in size. They actively grow in size. How? They take nutrition from the Sertoli cells. You know what is the Sertoli cell? When we study about the human structure of the testis, we saw a cell called Sertoli cell. This is a very big cell which provides nutrition to the growing spermatozoa. Okay, so this Sertoli cell, surrounding the Sertoli cells only, all the spermatozoa, all the cells will develop. So what happened? During the growth phase, half of the spermatogonia, that means half of the germ mother cell, is stop dividing. They won't they no more divide by mitotic division. They won't divide. They stop divide and start growing in size. Okay, see here, they grow in size and they become primary spermatocytes. So they become now primary spermatocytes at the end of second phase, that is the growth phase. Now see the number of chromosomes. The chromosome number is same, that means 46 number of chromosome. There is no reduction, it retains the same, because here just the size is only increasing. Okay, now the third stage is called maturation phase. What happens here? Here this primary spermatocyte which formed in the growth phase, now they undergo two meiotic division consecutively or successively. Okay, they undergo two successive meiotic division. So what is meiotic division? Meiotic division is called reduction division, right? So in the first meiosis, they become two cell. One cell become two cell. So look here, the 2n number of chromosome became n number of chromosome. That means 46 chromosome became 23, right? Again, immediately it undergo a second cycle of meiotic cell division. It become another two cells. Okay, so here this is called meiotic division 2. Here also the cell chromosome number will be 23, right? So at the end of this two successive meiotic division, if one cell is there, that means one primary spermatocyte is there, it becomes two spermatocyte and four spermatids. That means at the end of this maturation phase, 4 spermatids are formed. Okay, understand? Very easy, guys. Let us see all these 3 stages together in one shot. Okay, so see here, this is the primordial germ cells which undergo mitotic cell division. That means they grow, one cell become two cell become 4 cell. Okay, and they become spermatogonia. Primordial germ cells become spermatogonia. That means the sperm mother cell. So here there is no reduction in the number of chromosomes. Then the second phase is called growth phase, where the spermatogonia increases in the size. Here also the reduction is not there, the same number of chromosomes is maintained. This is called primary spermatocytes. Now occurs the third phase, that is called maturation phase, where this primary spermatocyte, they undergo two meiotic division. So after the first meiotic division, they become secondary spermatocyte, and after the second meiotic division, they become spermatids. So this is the end of the three phases. Okay, spermatid formation is the end of the third phase. Okay, so at the end of this third phase, maturation, the chromosome number will be half, 23 number of the chromosomes. Okay, you could see here 2n, after mitosis become 2n, and in the primary spermatocytes, after first meiotic and second meiotic, they become 1n. Okay, so this is the spermatid. So here, this spermatid, they undergo differentiation. What is differentiation? You know, the sperm cells, in the sperm cells, there are male sperm and female sperm. That means the chromosomes may be in some sperms X, or in some it may be Y. So this differentiation all occurs during this spermiogenesis process. Okay. Now let us see the third step, that is spermiogenesis. See, the meiotic division and spermiogenesis together is called maturation phase. So let's see what is spermiogenesis. The spermatids which are produced so far, they are non-functional and non-motile. So they get transformed into active spermatozoa by a process called spermiogenesis. So far spermatids were produced, they were inactive or non-functional. Okay, so they have to grow a certain development process. After that only it will become an active adult sperm cell. So this transformation is called spermiogenesis. So how it occurs? With the help of Sertoli cells. Spermatid's head remain attached to the Sertoli cells, the tail hanging in the lumen of the seminiferous tubules. So see this picture. In this picture, this structure, okay, this structure is the germ cell where the spermatogonia is first produced, and primary spermatocyte followed by secondary spermatocyte, spermatid, and finally spermatozoa. Here the sequence of the cell formation is like this. Okay, and here this red color cell is the nucleus of the Sertoli cells. So surrounding the Sertoli cells only, what happens? The growth and development of the different stages of the spermatozoa takes place. Okay, so the spermatids, the head, you see the head remains attached to the nucleus of the Sertoli cells. So they take all the nutrients, because Sertoli cells function is to provide nutrients. They are called nursing cells. So they give nutrients to the growing spermatids, right, and transform them into an adult cell. So what happens during spermiogenesis? The spermatid length increases, centrioles rearrange, mitochondria gets coiled, and acrosome is formed. Let us see this spermiogenesis in clear in this picture. See, this is the first picture is the spermatid. So what is there? This is the nucleus of the spermatid where the acrosome start developing. What is acrosome? In the head of the sperm, this acrosome is a structure which is present, which contains digestive enzymes. Okay, this acrosome only helps the sperm to penetrate and enter into the ovum during fertilization. Okay, so the acrosome, look at every stage the acrosome development occurs. There is a change in the shape of the head, and here you see the centriole change, the shape is changing, and mitochondria develops. Why mitochondria? Because mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. It gives energy for the sperm to move. Okay, so like this, this cell becomes an adult cell through this process. This stage is called spermiogenesis. So spermatid, they become actively motile spermatozoa through a process called spermiogenesis, right? Fine. The third stage is called spermiation. What is spermiation? It's very simple. After spermiogenesis, the sperm head, which is getting attached or embedded in the Sertoli cells, it gets detached and released out. This process is called spermiation. Okay. The sperm head become embedded in the Sertoli cells, finally released from the seminiferous tubules by the process called spermiation. Fine. See here. So far all this process occurs in the seminiferous tubules. Okay. Seminiferous tubules has this huge cell. These large cells are called Sertoli cells. So surrounding these large cells, we have the different stages of developing sperm cells, and these are the sperms, and finally they get released in the lumen. So once they are produced here, they get collected in this duct and they enter the epididymis, and all they comes out through the vas deferens. Okay, so this is the stage how the sperm production occurs. Okay, so the whole process of spermatogenesis takes about 64 days. For one cell we are talking about. For one sperm cell to produce from the primordial germ cell till the adult sperm, it will take 64 days. So similarly, millions of sperms are produced daily. Okay, so in adult, around 200 million sperms are produced per day. At a given time, different regions of seminiferous tubules contain spermatozoids in different stages of development. See, this is the seminiferous tubules, no? So each layer or each areas of the seminiferous tubules contain different layers of this growing spermatocytes. So this picture also depicts the same thing. Understand? Right. So in this lesson, we have to remember some important terminology. So let's see what are all those. See, the words look same but the meanings are different because there are small variations in their suffix. Okay, spermatogenesis. What is spermatogenesis? The formation, the process of formation of sperm is called spermatogenesis. Okay, now spermiogenesis. What is spermiogenesis? Spermatids are produced and they get transferred into an active adult sperm. This process is called spermiogenesis. Spermatic produce, they are becoming the adult cell. So this process is called spermiogenesis. What is spermiation? The liberation of mature sperms from the Sertoli cells. So what happened till the sperm get matured, the head get attached in the cytoplasm of the Sertoli cells. So they get detached and comes out. This process is called spermiation. What is ejaculation? The liberation of the sperms from the body of the male. So sperms are produced, get collected in the vasa deferens and comes out through the penis. This process is called ejaculation. What is insemination? Transfer of sperm, that means which is produced in the male into the vagina of the female. This happens during sexual intercourse. So this is called insemination. So these are some basic words you should remember. Okay, fine. So let us revise what we have studied so far in this lecture. So we have to first remember the basic steps or the cycle processes whatever occurs in the spermatogenesis and the number of the chromosomes. Okay, what type of cell division occurs. That is the basic thing you should remember. See, where spermatogenesis occurs? Spermatogenesis occurs in the seminiferous tubules of the testis. Okay, so initially in the seminiferous tubules, what is present? Primordial germ cells are present. After the boy attains puberty, because of the hormonal activation, what happens? Spermatogonia, that is the sperm mother cells are produced. Okay, this spermatogonia, they undergo mitotic cell division and gets multiplied into primary spermatocytes. More amount of primary spermatocytes are produced. So here the number of chromosome is 2n. Here also 2n. That is 46. Okay, right? Then half of the primary spermatocytes, they stop dividing and start growing. Okay, and they undergo meiotic cell division. They undergo two sets of meiotic cell division. In the first set of meiotic cell division, they become secondary spermatocytes with n number of chromosomes, that is half, 23 number of chromosomes. Again, they become an successive meiotic cell division in which they form spermatids, which also contain 23 number of chromosomes. Okay, till this is the spermatid formation. After spermatic formation, the spermatids become mature spermatozoa by a process called spermiogenesis. Okay. So all these stages together is called as spermatogenesis. Understand? So very easy. You please write down each step, write down the number of the chromosomes, reduction, divisions, everything, and then you can easily remember the things. Okay. So I hope you understand the lecture. Our next lecture will be the hormonal control of spermatogenesis. So if you like this lecture, please like, share, comment, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel Neet Biology Expert. Meet you in another lecture. Till then, thank you. Take care.